Is Cortege a good art gun? Let's find out. What's good YouTube, Ben here, welcome to the next video on the channel. It's been a little while since I've uploaded, mainly because all over Christmas I thought I had COVID. I was really ill. I did a test, fortunately I didn't have COVID. So that's why I haven't uploaded anything, because I just wasn't able to talk for like 5 days because I couldn't breathe. But we're back, and I'm bringing you my build for Cortege. Now, Cortege is an art gun that you get from the Entrati, so of course it has a secondary fire. Now, Cortege is a lot like Amprex or Ignis Wraith, where it's kind of like it shoots a beam, and then it doesn't necessarily spread with Cortege, but it's a beam kind of like those weapons. Now, personally, it's my favorite art gun. I love Cortege, and I know that Morzalon is the ultimate meta when it comes to art guns, and that's fine. One day I'll give you my build for Morzalon, but I want to give you my build for Cortege because Cortege is my personal favorite. I love this gun. I think it's fantastic. I think it works really well, especially for the Steel Path, which is where I test all of my builds. So if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to join me on Twitch. Please join me there. That link is in the description below. Let's get into the video. Alright, so judging by what you can see on the left panel, you can see that we have 40% of critical chance, we have a 3.4 times multiplier, we have 112% status, so this thing is always going to land a status, and we have radiation and viral as our main damage types. Why do we have that? Simple really. Radiation works the best against alloy armor, and viral of course attacks that health. So we have something for everything with this thing. This is definitely a more general build, but because of the permanent status chance, we're always going to be landing statuses with this thing. And it does work really well for the Steel Path. So let's jump in with the build. So we have Polar Magazine for 120% cold. We have Contamination Casing for 60% toxin and 60% status chance. We have Charged Bullets for 60% electricity and 60% status chance. We have Dual Rounds for 60% multi-shot. We have Hollow Bullets for 80% critical damage. We have Modified Munitions for 60% status chance. We have Parallax Scope for 100% critical chance. And we have Primed Rubido Line Barrel for 170% plus damage. Of course, this would be higher if I had it at max rank. It's one off. I'm still trying to work on getting some of my mods max rank. I know some of you have brought that up in previous videos. I just don't have the credits right now to do it, and I don't have the time to farm index for 1,000,000 hours to get enough credits. So I'm doing it as and when I've got time right now. But let's jump in. Let me jump into a mission on the Steel Path, and I'll show you what this thing can do. Alright, just gave myself a little bit of energy on Caliban so that I can get my Lethal Progeny activated. So I can get my overshields. So let's jump in with our Arc Gun Launcher. Bop, yomp. And here is our Cortege. So this thing is actually really good for the Steel Path. Like, it is very powerful. Oh gosh. Okay, we're going up, not down. Whoops. Now, I've had people ask me why I use this mission specifically a lot. It's because of the varied enemies. Even though they're all corrupted, you're dealing with pretty much every kind of enemy type. You're dealing with enemies with high armor. You're dealing with enemies with a lot of shields. It's just the most balanced mission you can go to without me going to one of every kind. Like, so I don't have to go to a Grineer mission and a Corpus mission and an Infested mission and pretty much every other kind of mission you can think of. Now, what I just did there was the Cortege Alternate Fire, which builds up very quickly. So this thing's alt fire actually builds up within a couple of kills. It's not actually that hard to build, and it's very powerful. Like, the alternate fire on this thing is ridiculous, especially when dealing with a lot of enemies. So as you can see, I'm literally just tearing through all enemies. It's ridiculous. This thing is powerful. Like, it honestly just shreds enemies to bits. And the alt fire as well, it's also a lingering alt fire. So once you've fired it, it stays there for a good 10 seconds, just dealing passive damage over time. So now I've got my Gloom up, I am set to recover my health. But yeah, this thing just shreds. It actually does shred enemies. It takes a little bit longer on enemies with shields, because of course they're shields, you know. If we hit the viral proc, then it's not going to do as much, but if we get the radiation procs, it does a lot more to the shields. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to build weapons that are great against both health and shields, especially when it comes to arc guns, because arc guns don't have the same kind of mod balance that normal weapons do, in the sense of normal primary weapons or secondary weapons have like a lot more adaptability with their mods. Considering that a lot of the arc gun mods are very difficult to come by, like the only mod I bought was contamination casing. All the other ones I farmed myself. And because of that, and the really, really, really rare drop chance for these mods, it becomes a bit of a pain to farm them. You also have to remember as well, because it is an arc gun, it does not have anything like a primary merciless on it. So we're literally just dealing whatever raw damage this weapon can do. Which is fine, because most arc guns wouldn't need anything like that anyway, because they can do good damage. So it's definitely better against just health and heavily armored units, but it doesn't do bad against like any kind of shields or alloy armor or whatever. Like, it just does what it needs to do, and you can have a fun time with this weapon. Like, it's a very, very, very fun, very interesting weapon to use. Of course, the major drawback for it over Morzelon is that it doesn't have a lot of ammo, but that doesn't matter. It's still fun to use, it's still great. The build is still decent, so if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to join me on Twitch. That link is going to be in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time.